Robbins. He sells out stadiums around the world. He's helped over 50 million people and advised the world's most influential leaders. If you've ever wondered what his secret is to helping people,
Frank Kern. You've
got to form this type of syndicate.
This is Colin, by the way.
Hi.
Colin, you know Gilda, right?
Hi, Derek.
Derek.
Nice to meet you.
Amy. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. I had someone walk up to me and say, you know, I've been studying and following these internet marketing guys for a long time. And once I saw Tony got behind him, I knew it was real because I didn't know what to trust. What I would do on the sales page is I would just do the high integrity, get them with some heavy stats about, you know, bring them down first, get them feeling a little bit miserable and say, I have the answer and I know because it worked for me. So I'm giving you my sales pitch right now,
like
but Tony can borrow it. I give permission.
He forks over a few bucks.
Yep. Okay, he's earned it. Here's the way I do it. Hi, this is Tony Robbins. You know, many of you know me for all the great things I've done, accomplishments, blah, blah, blah. I got introduced to the internet marketing community. And I know what you might be thinking, well, it looks like a bunch of hucksters and scammers. What I found was exactly the opposite. Many of them have no education, you know, other than a high school education. Oftentimes making $5 or $10 million a year with a minimal staff of just a few people who, like themselves, are not heavily educated necessarily, and I wanted to model them. Now, I've implemented a lot of these programs in my own business, and frankly, I've completely transformed and changed the way I'm going to be doing business. So I'd like to introduce you to the new money masters, blah, blah, blah.
Brilliant, actually. I mean, that's what, this is perfect. Yeah.
So many people right now are suffering, they're frustrated, and the biggest area they got is financial suffering. And that one can be alleviated.
Here's the reality. There's this environment grows in popularity. The critics are going to be coming out, you know, so,
Yeah.
but, and, you know, there have been a couple other personalities that would be great to interview that frankly you don't want to touch just because there's still enough noise around them. There's also a poisonous specter out there who's creating some trouble for a few of the guys. His name is the Salty Droid, saltydroid.info. You can check it out. It sucks, but basically, and I don't want to give this guy more fuel because he's a scumbag, but he's an attorney. Up till recently hasn't had, he's been operating under an assumed name, but he's definitely been creating some misinformation or, you know, just basically being a national inquirer out there, an exploitative force.
About this at all?
Not about this specifically,
Okay.
but about some of the personalities in the internet marketing community.
Okay.
You know, his whole deal is, well, I'm going to prevent people from being taken advantage of and screwed. So, managing this obviously is just one of those deals. So I think the important lesson here is I would certainly look at this as a publicity deal too, and you may want to have someone kind of create some responses in case this does hit the mainstream, especially once the TV show comes out.
Okay.
You know, that's where my eyes and mind have been, and it was one of the things that I talked to Tony about while.
Okay, so
is that helpful?
It's extremely helpful.
I got some asteroid asshole that's just driving me crazy right now. And I gave him a plug. Good for him. Screw him. Fuck you, okay?
All right.
Okay, so let's talk about the affiliates real fast. You obviously have what we're going to call the tier 1 players, and I'll call these the A-list, okay? Kind of, it's basically for lack of a better term, the 12. So let's say the A-list, I don't know, what are they at right now? Is it 40%?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to call these the B-list. Of course, we won't publicly say this.
Okay. Right. I do have a question about this real fast. So when you're talking B-list, are they B-list now because, let's say, all these 20, 30 people that
Everyone
called me?
else aside from the people who are the interviewers.
Okay.
Right?
We can call these guys A team, and then we have B team.
For blah, blah, blah. But it'd basically be, you know, here are the prizes.
Okay.
Promotion prizes.
So you're cool with prizes being related to Tony versus
Hell
like the
yeah.
guitar, skateboard, and stuff?
Shit, yeah.
Okay, because
Hell
this
yeah.
is easier for us with
I
our
know it
budgets.
is.
Yeah.
I know it is. And it's got
Absolutely.
lower costs. And I'll tell you what, they want the association. Any time, just remember, touching the hem is the greatest prize of all. Okay? So if they got a photo op and some sort of a recognition, it's over with. They'll fight like crazy.
I don't think this would ever happen, but if one of our prizes could be you get like a 15-minute, you get to interview Tony for 15 minutes for your blog.
Could it'd be good idea, but the whole thing
lot
is you
of
just never know what kind of
what might
scumbag,
come out of
right?
it,
So
yeah.
you gotta have stuff that you can manage and control.
Yeah. This is
Mhm.
easy.
Absolutely.
And I definitely
Much more
look at
important, too.
anything that's as close to touching the hem as possible.
Okay. Mike, while you're pulling that up,
Uh-huh.
don't let me forget. I want to ask you about women for this.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that was.
Do you know who Marie Forleo is?
No, I never heard of her.
Okay.
Okay. I have one that I've been cultivating who's appropriate.
It'll be something you don't forget as long as you live. And that sounds like hyperbole until you start meeting these guys and these ladies.
Let's make sure we make this available to the A-listers as well. Try to do double tickets. Do your part if you can to hook that up. It'll be really good for loyalty.
Okay. Tickets to the NBC filming?
Yeah,
if
Oh,
they want.
got it.
I mean,
Okay.
it's easy, but just block
To the
them
tier
out.
1 people? Okay.
Tier 1. All the money masters.
Uh-huh.
And as Frank's group, that's the Syndicate. It's basically the mastermind of the top tier. Some of them are in, some of them aren't.
Okay.
But just again, this would be a big thing for Frank. Just say, hey Frank, we got a block. You got to let us know who they are. We'll allocate them, but I'll block out like 20 tickets for you.
Okay.
That'll be a major plug if Frank gets to bring that to the guys. Do that.
And you call his guys syndicates?
The Syndicate. The Syndicate.
What makes them have so much fun? What makes them have a lifestyle where they're able to play much more than they have to work, and yet they earn 5, 10, 100 times more than the average person out there? Seriously, I'd like to see you have some more freedom. This is what my life's about.